Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and history lovers. In today's video, we'll explore the very first issue of Australia's 5-cent coin, the 1966 Elizabeth II 5-cent piece. This coin is especially interesting because it was part of Australia's great decimalisation changeover, when the country moved from pounds, shillings, and pence to the dollar and cent system. The example we're looking at today is in bad condition, which makes it perfect for discussing how wear affects a coin's value and collectability. Historical background. 1966 was a landmark year in Australian currency history. On the 14th of February that year, Australia officially adopted decimal currency, replacing the old system with a modern dollar and cent structure. The 5-cent coin was introduced as part of this change, replacing the old 6-pence coin in value. Because of this, the 1966 5-cent coin is not only the first of its kind, but also carries special historical significance, marking the start of a new monetary era. Minting details. In 1966, the Royal Australian Mint produced huge numbers of 5-cent coins, as the nation needed enough new coins to replace the older currency. Both the Royal Mint in London and the new Royal Australian Mint in Canberra struck these coins. Because the mintage was so high, the 1966 5-cent is considered very common, and millions are still in circulation today. That's why condition is so important. While uncirculated coins may attract collectors, those in bad condition usually don't carry extra value. Metal composition and size. The coin is made of a copper-nickel alloy, containing 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 2.83 grams and has a diameter of 19.41 millimeters with a milled edge. This alloy is very durable, which is why so many 1966 coins still exist today. However, durability doesn't mean a coin won't wear down. Decades of circulation, exposure to moisture, and poor storage can leave coins in bad condition, with scratches, corrosion, and faded detail. Obverse design. On the obverse side of the coin, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait shows the young queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The inscription around the edge reads, Elizabeth II Australia 1966. In bad condition, the Queen's hair and crown details are often the first parts to fade, and the lettering may appear weak or smoothed out from years of handling. Reverse design. On the reverse, the coin features the echidna, one of Australia's most unique native animals. The echidna design was created by Stuart Devlin, who designed many of Australia's decimal coins. The animal is shown curled up, with its spines and claws forming a striking pattern around the edge. In a worn or corroded coin, this detail often becomes faint or patchy, and the once sharp lines of the echidna may look flat. Despite the wear, the echidna is usually still recognizable even on badly damaged coins. Value in bad condition. So what is a 1966 Australian 5-cent coin worth in bad condition? The short answer is usually just its face value, 5 cents. Because the coin is so common, collectors are only interested in higher-grade examples. A heavily worn or damaged coin typically has no extra collector value. However, it may still hold personal or historical significance, especially since it represents the very first year of decimal currency in Australia. Why condition matters. Coin collectors use a grading system to determine the quality of a coin. A coin in fine condition will still show most details, while extremely fine and uncirculated coins retain sharpness and original luster. A coin in bad condition falls at the lower end of this scale. The details are faded, the surfaces are scratched, and the metal may be discolored. This is why a 1966 5-cent in bad condition is worth only face value, while a pristine uncirculated example might sell for a few dollars. Collector interest. Even in bad condition, some collectors and hobbyists still hold on to 1966 coins. For beginners, they make an affordable way to start a collection. For others, they serve as educational pieces, showing how coins wear over time. A worn 1966 5-cent coin may not be rare, but it still connects us to an important moment in Australian history. And for many people, simply finding an old coin in their change is enough to spark curiosity and interest in coin collecting. Conclusion. To sum it up, the 1966 Australian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is historically significant as the very first year of decimal coinage. While a coin in bad condition is generally only worth its face value, it still tells a story of decades of circulation and use. From the young portrait of the Queen to the echidna reverse, the design remains iconic in Australian currency. So, while your 1966 5 cent in poor shape might not be valuable in dollars, it's definitely valuable as a piece of history.